Go.
Hello guys, so I wanted to make another Dota video, but this time I figured I would first of all I was going to have it be from my player perspective, and second of all I wanted to try to cut the footage a little bit better. So right here you can see this is a game I played at least a week ago, maybe closer to 2 weeks ago. It's been a little bit. This is the game I played as Witch Doctor. I had a pretty good score. I went 14-4 and I had a bunch of assists. I don't remember the number. It'll be on the thumbnail. I had an AM as carry in my lane. We had an Abaddon, a Riki, and a Viper on our team as well. And on the enemy team, we had an Alchemist, a Phantom Assassin, a Grimstroke, a Pangolier, and a Pudge. And see right there, Pudge dies. That guy had an obsession with leaving his rod on. So that's the first kill in this lane. And pretty much the way this game goes, as you'll see, is I dominate my lane, and we end up doing pretty well going into the mid game. We secure a really early advantage, and we just kind of carry that on throughout the rest of the game. But I plan on trying to cut this a little bit better, together this time. So we're gonna stop here, and I'm gonna move to the second part, this next kill in the lane. And right here, the next clip starts with this harassment. So we harass Pangolier down pretty low, the AM and I. And the Pudge is also trying to attack the AM, but he's failing. He's still level 1, only has rot, no armor. And so they're both pretty low. So this gets them low, and I use this to set up, an attempt at another kill here in a minute. So they're still in lane, which they shouldn't be because they're so low, or they should at least be further back. The Pangolier is trying to CS, which, he should try, but he really shouldn't be there. I am trying to stun the Pudge again. He's the easiest target. I stun him, I get Maledict on him, and he's just done for. There's no way he can take all that damage. That's the second kill in the lane. And as you can see, we're just starting to gain a really early advantage here. The other lanes are doing fairly well. Viper's somewhat low in middle, top's doing fine, so you can see the kind of advantage we're managing to gain here. The Pangolier is starting to realize he can't stay in the lane with me, willing to harass him like that. We're going to move on to the next clip. So the third clip begins right here. Pretty much just the same thing as before. The Pangolier gets caught out. He gets stunned. He gets cursed right there with Maledict. And if we would have gotten that bounce from the creep with the stun, he wouldn't even gotten to jump away. But we get him anyway with the dot. I use this as a chance to pop Clarity and Salvo myself, and I just go collect the bounties and stuff. During this time, they managed to get 1 kill on us, but so far, we're still very much ahead. They're getting bullied pretty hardcore in bottom. They can't really do much about it. And you can see the way the lane is going. This third clip here, this is just the Pangolier being dumb again. He gets caught in a stun dot combo right against the creeps. He was being greedy trying to kill again. It doesn't work. He feeds again. And, at this point, Pudge has long since left the lane. He's off doing useless stuff top, not really helping. He does manage to assist a kill on the Riki, but it's kind of like the silver lining to the otherwise pretty bad situation he's in. I see Alchemist harassing the Viper in mid, and I believe I try to go for a kill here, but it doesn't happen because the creep wave gets killed, and I have nothing else to do. I do pick up a haste rune though, and I spot them trying to gank my friend top, so I come in and try to help here. I get a stun, I get a really good dot on 2, and I just sort of chase down this PA here and keep hitting her to make sure she dies. And I believe I end up getting her with the dot, yes. And I believe we also attempt to kill this Grimstroke here, as he's pretty low and Riki has Overvenom. I get the stun, and that's also Grimstroke dead. And you can see we're really starting to take a nice early lead here. So this starts here with my friend David getting ganked in top lane. So I TP to help. It is Pudge, PA, and Grimstroke trying to attack. They hook me in, but I get a nice stun and I dot the PA, and they don't have the health to come in and try to fight all of us as we're all pretty healthy. So we managed to pick off the PA there. I use this as a chance to ward and de-ward. I pick off their sentry there, which they were using to get a good look at the Riki, and then I just put a ward right there over in their pull spot so they can't pull. Then I wait right here. I'm trying to get Grimstroke, and then he actually comes around the corner, so I just stun, dot, I hit, and then I just kind of keep chasing him. Partially so he can't TP, but mostly just trying to get the kill, and then I realize he'll die to the dot, so he just dies. And at this point, we're 8-3. Most of the kills that were given away were the Viper dying to Pangolier over and over. He managed to get picked off by the Pangolier multiple times, which was a little disappointing, but regardless, we managed to keep going. And once again, PA for some reason thinks it's safe to walk, you know, that way to the tower, and it isn't, and she dies again. So at this point, I am, you know, I'm really fed. I think I'm 8-0 at this point. I'll check right now. Yeah, I'm 8-0 at this point as a Witch Doctor, and it's not even 10 minutes, so you can see what kind of game this is. So, with having taken a really good early game advantage lead, we start to harass some of the other members of the enemy team who have been farming, namely this Alchemist. We catch him in the jungle, and we get a really good setup on him with my ult, and he just dies very easily. At this point, I am godlike at 10 minutes. It was a pretty ridiculous match. Following this, we try to kind of spar with some of the enemy in top, mostly PA, Pudge, and Grimstroke who are also top. We do a little bit of fighting back and forth, but nothing really comes of it immediately. And it's a few more quiet minutes in the game before anything else really happens. So this is one of the first big early team fights. We have a lot of members of the enemy team bottom trying to kind of push and pressure, and we're kind of pushing back against them. And so I start things off here by going on the Pangolier. He jumps away though and doesn't immediately die, but the follow-up damage from Ricky and AM ensures that he does die to the Maledict. And at this point I'm beyond godlike, so I'm 10-0, I'm beyond godlike, and we kill the Grimstroke, but I take a lot of tower damage unfortunately. And at this point, Pangolier has had enough of me, and he buys back to force my death, so I'm unable to get away this time. I believe this is the first time I die. I keep running for a while, but the cooldown of his thing would have came up anyway. So I just try to Maledict him to try to give something, but they're not able to really get anything off of him there right away. But I believe he actually does die here. No, that's right. No, yeah. They managed to get him very low, but they're unable to finish the kill, so he just kind of walks away. And that's my first death in this game. So this next clip here is pretty much just me killing Grimstroke and us taking the tier 1 top tower at almost 20 minutes, which is kind of honestly like a little bit late, but whatever. Grimstroke is obsessed with dewarding there for some reason. I don't know why he thought it was safe to go there, but of course it wasn't. So we kill him easily, and then we kind of just group up together. Myself, David, and this anti-mage, we kind of just go top, and we just take the tower. They're not able to really defend it. Viper died, but Ricky is farming middle, and they don't really have too much pressure on bottom, so they have nothing to make us leave, and they have no way to fight us. So we take the tower pretty easily, and we're really starting to take more map control and cement our position and our advantage on the map at this point as we're starting to enter mid-game. So this right here, I guess you could call this kind of like a throw fight. This is one of our only bad fights in this game. Pretty much it gets started by Pudge getting a hook. And then the fight starts. Viper gets gone on. I try to stun and go in with a Maledict and an ult, but I fail. I get silenced, and then Alchemist picks me off, and I'm not able to do anything else. The Alchemist has a lot of items. He has a Desolator, Radiance, and a Shadow Blade. He hits pretty hard. He's pretty fast. David is able to kill him there, and then Ricky gets cleaned up by a nice hook from the Pudge. And AM goes back to farming because he couldn't join the fight in time. And so you see, we traded 3 kills for the Alchemist. And considering the amount of gold, I would argue that overall, obviously it wasn't worth it. It also stopped our push, it stopped our momentum. So that's one of the only fights in the game where we actually get turned away from the enemy team space for a bit. We have to stop and slow down. Once we all respawned, we tried to push mid again, and what happens is Ricky got hooked by Pudge and started a team fight. We all jump in. I managed to get a lot of damage there on the Pangolier. He gets picked off because he got hooked back by his teammate, and Grimstroke dies to AM killing him. At this point, only Pudge, PA, and Alchemist are alive, and they don't have enough to really defend against us, especially because at this point I have a Blink and an Arcane Boots. I have a ward there, and the Pudge just gets caught out by the ward because he didn't know we had vision, so he just dies. I point out that Alchemist is farming bottom. David goes top to stop that push. Alchemist backs off from bottom, and we start to pressure. Middle here, as they still don't have much to stop us from going in. And at this point, I've also bought Dust of Appearance to prevent Alchemist from getting away. And the Pangolier is a little bit salty there in the chat. because he's one of the only people on his team that's really doing anything, but he's still getting killed. He can't really stop his team from feeding so much. And the AM starts to threaten the tier 3, but we kind of have to back off because Alchemist arrives with the DD. And I get silenced again, and I remember what happened last time, and once again, you know, Alchemist just kind of 2-hits me here. I'm really squishy, I have no armor, I have no health, he just instantly kills me. And everyone else kind of tries to, you know, run away. The AM and the Ricky just kind of try to escape. They get spotted. David comes in, and they all just kind of gang up on the Alchemist and instantly kill him. It's pretty funny. And, you know, then our team kind of turns the tide and starts to hunt down the rest of them. And without the Alchemist, they're not really, you know, they're not really that dangerous. The Alchemist is the only person on their team that has any farm. I mean, even the Penguin's out farming the PA. And so, you know, you can imagine at this point, push starts to, you know, sort of remobilize. And they pick off the PA here, who they saw because of the ward, and they saw where she was running. Pangolier has a haste, but he just sort of, you know, he kind of fails there because of that. And I believe they get him here. Yeah, the AM kills him, and our push starts to remobilize. At this point, we're pushing into the enemy base at 25 minutes, trying to take the middle racks, and we do take the middle racks, but they're not so willing to try to give it up without a fight. Ricky is bottom and not there. I unfortunately get hooked, and I get instantly killed off here because of my positioning. I'm not able to get away. They kill the Pudge in exchange for it. AM links on, you know, blinks onto the Grimstroke, just kind of demolishes him, and we don't have any tier 2s on either lane, unfortunately, so we're not able to go any further. Meanwhile, Ricky gets picked off by Alchemist bot lane. And at this point, even though we're taking a few deaths here and there, you know, overall we're coming out ahead in the game. Pudge tries to hook the Viper there, but he fails and he just dies to the AM. And we start to back out and try to take more towers and stuff and try to stop Alchemist from ratting bottom. So at this point, after a few more pickoffs and pushing again, we managed to secure the bottom racks of the enemy team's base. Meanwhile, Alchemist is trying to rat our tier 2 top. So David tries to cut him off from behind, and Viper and I teleport to top tower. He tries to go invisible, but I have dust. He tries to stun, but I have my stun. He gets maledicted, ulted, and I kind of get my revenge on the Alchemist here, though David picks up the kill. Meanwhile, Ricky TP's top, and we're all 5 top. We decide to go for Rosh. And, you know, I'm just going to skim just a tiny bit forward here, but, you know, I just ward and we easily pick up the Rosh. Doesn't take long at all. And then at this point, the enemy team is all alive except for the Alchemist, and we just kind of, you know, I just blink in on this Pudge right here. I stun him, I maledicted him, and, you know, 30 minutes in, the same combo's still working. It's just a lot of damage, and, you know, when you're against players that, you know, play poorer than you do, and, you know, you also have a huge gold and item and level advantage and everything. It's not hard to keep having the same spell combos work half an hour into the match. So I pick up a Pudge kill there. And as you might imagine, this is the end of the game. 30 minutes, we're pushing in, trying to throw them, trying to kill the Ancient. Pudge is saying he'll commend everyone if we all end in 2 minutes. Right here, the Alchemist tries to go on the Viper, but I managed to pick him off with my ult, and I have to back up because I have 1200 health, and I'm even at level 16. And I'm almost dying from the acid, but, you know, whatever. He buys back, and we just go for the throne. He tries to go in here, or he's attempting, like he's gonna try something, but, you know, I just make sure that I stay back, and, you know, he can't really do anything in time, so we just end up killing the Ancient, and that's the game. Let me know how you guys like this different compared to the last game. I had a lot of fun recording this. This is a little bit different, and yeah, I'm gonna probably keep making these kinds of videos. I like these. I'll see you guys later.